Why, hello and welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through fixing connection issues. You may have gotten an error message just like myself, and I'm going to walk you through some of the common reasons that you might have a connection issue. So this is going to help you troubleshoot what might be happening for you. So help. You got an error message, and your error message might say, cannot communicate with scanner. And you might be like, I don't get it. I got it plugged in and I did this and I did that, but it still won't work. Well, this error message on a Mac, so I'm talking specifically about a Mac, and I'm sure that PC is probably the same kind of thing that's probably going on. But just so you know, I'm working with a Mac, and so this is particular to Mac. So when you try and connect your scanner, you might have this error message that it cannot communicate with the scanner. So here are my top 6 things to check before you freak out and call the helpline, because there is a helpline on the little pamphlet thing that comes in it. So if you do keep struggling and none of these things end up working, then go ahead and call that troubleshooting line. Okay, so the first thing is to check your physical connection. So you will have one of these if you have a Mac anyway. So let me just pull this up. You'll have one of these dongle things, right? And this end goes into your Mac computer, and then this end has the the scanner connected into it. So you're just going to unplug it from your computer, unplug it from the scanner, then just plug it back in, and then plug this back into a different port on your Mac. So sometimes it's the port, sometimes it's the dongle. So try a different port and see if that helps. And sometimes just unplugging it and reconnecting it like this and then plugging it back in will sometimes help ease the problem. Okay, so that's the first thing to double check. The next thing to double check is to check the release lock switch. So I know that this zoomity doomity thing makes my screen a little shady there, or whatever you call that. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So on the bottom of your scanner, right here, you will see that there is a lock unlock. So you can see unlock, lock, okay? So if you have it to this side, that means it will not let you scan. So you need to make sure that you have it to the unlocked position. So I'm going to tell you that I did not know that when I first started connecting mine, and guess what? That was my issue. So once I did that, I plugged it all back in, and then I unhooked it from my computer with this, right? While I switched the switch. I switched the switch, then I plugged this back into my computer, and voila, the problems disappeared. So hopefully if you run into an issue, that might be it as well. Okay, so issue number 3, not issue number 3, but step number 3 that you can take is just restart everything. So unplug this from your computer, restart your computer, and then restart the software that I showed you how to download in the other video, and then plug everything back in and then open the software again, make sure the lock is off, and then see if that works, okay? The next thing to try is reinstall the drivers or the software. So sometimes software can be glitchy and we don't know why, but that's just the way that it works, right? So you can delete the software off your computer and then just go through the downloading steps again and try that. Sometimes maybe there was like a update or something and the initial download didn't catch it. So then when you re-download it, sometimes that can happen. Now, the thing is this some of these things might happen as you go along. So it might not happen the first time that you connect your scanner, but it might happen possibly down the road, right? So these are some troubleshootings that hopefully will help if that does happen. Okay, so the next one, number 5, is to check the application source. So open your Canon IJ, I don't know if it's an I or an L because it could be either, right? Scan utility, LITE, so Lite, and verify that the product selected actually matches your scanner. So if there's a miscommunication between, like, let's say you have the LIDE 400 and instead you clicked the 300 by accident when you were downloading the software, it's not the same, right? So you could run into issues there. So just make sure that the two things are matching. Okay, the last one is to check your system settings. So go to your system settings in your Mac and then check printers and scanners and then select the Canon scanner and try to scan from there. If it doesn't appear, then just remove it and add it again. So hopefully that helps if you end up getting the same message that I got. Ah, I cannot communicate with the scanner, which we obviously don't want because then you won't be able to scan and digitize your artwork. So go ahead, and if you've run into any of those issues, you can also post in the community and let me know, and we'll try and help you troubleshoot from there as well.